been getting a lot of hate comments lately, which is really hilarious.
I'll agree that Rachel Zegler as a person isn't the most likable. For someone that was trying to make herself a household name, she did not play her cards right.
Sorry? I'm human, talk to me as such.
Not move with grace or decorum or elegance. So I'm not saying that she doesn't bear any responsibility for what's going on with her right now. She definitely holds at least 80% of it.
It's official. Rachel Ziegler has filed a $50 million lawsuit against her former agent, and the entertainment industry is stunned. According to legal documents filed in Los Angeles, Ziegler accuses her ex-agent, Daniel Kessler, of single-handedly destroying her public image, leaking damaging stories to the press, and sabotaging her career from within. But here's the catch: there's no hard evidence.
What made you want to step into this world of DC heroes? I needed a job. I'm being so serious. I mean, a lot of people keep asking me. Hi, Adam. My agent's over there. Hi, Ken. My lawyer. My entire family is here. Hi, everybody. Sorry. No, I mean, the reality was we were in the middle of a pandemic and I was not working and I couldn't get a job for the life of me because West Side Story hadn't come out yet, and it was really hard to book work for me. So I was really excited when this came in my inbox. I loved the first movie, and the fact that they even wanted me to come in for a callback and then a chem read and then everything in between. I'm so lucky that I got this job. I made some of my best friends on this job, and I just absolutely adore this movie.
No emails, no recordings, no smoking gun, just vague accusations, emotional statements, and what insiders are now calling a desperate attempt to pin the blame on someone, anyone, for a reputation that's been spiraling for over a year. The lawsuit made headlines like a bombshell. Social media went wild. Some fans jumped to defend her. Others saw it for what it was, a meltdown in slow motion. Because let's be honest, this isn't the first time Rachel's pointed fingers. But it is the first time she's attached a price tag and taken the man who helped launch her career to court.
Just got me thinking she is never getting another main role again because she's got this atrocity on her resume. Having this on your resume is like being a and trying to apply to be a teacher. Get the out of here. Like, am I the only one who can see a world where she's auditioning for another big role for a big film and the director just looks at her and is like, yeah, this you? Worst movie of all time? Yeah, first door on your left. Get the out of here. We ruined her life. Now give me a high five.
One entertainment lawyer even called the case laughable, saying, "She's suing the guy who got her the Hunger Games. That's not betrayal, that's delusion." Ziegler's legal team insists she has a strong case, but the details remain murky. She claims her agent leaked sensitive information to tabloids and deliberately sabotaged casting opportunities behind the scenes.
I never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have when I say that this has been the biggest adjustment of my life. Like, understanding the way my life operates now, being who I am, and the things that I've been so fortunate to make. It comes with so much ground that I never thought I would be able to cover, and that people think I'm doing poorly, and other people think I'm doing gracefully, and I don't think I'm doing it at all.
Rachel Ziegler believes her former agent intentionally let her image fall apart. But here's what no one's saying, at least not out loud: Rachel Ziegler's biggest enemy might not be her agent. It might be her own reflection. And this lawsuit, it could be the clearest sign yet that the star who once charmed Hollywood is now unraveling before our eyes. But the more you dig, the more it starts to make sense. Because this explosive lawsuit didn't come out of nowhere. It's been building, one awkward moment at a time.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through, to know that what they're working on is something that has reached. And now I'm a part of that legacy to some degree, and it's not something I take lightly, and it's just the most emotional experience.
It wasn't supposed to end up like this. Rachel Ziegler was handpicked by Steven Spielberg. She was the one, a breakout star with a golden ticket, talent, youth, and a fairy tale origin story Hollywood couldn't resist. For a while, everything clicked. West Side Story earned her awards buzz. Headlines crowned her the future of cinema. She landed major roles: Snow White, The Hunger Games, Disney deals, magazine covers. Her face was everywhere. But then, the cracks began to show.
We are an ensemble. We couldn't have done any of this without any of us doing the best work we've ever done, from the beginners to the veterans. And for a beginner, Rachel, oh my God.
It started with a shift in attitude. Red carpet moments went viral, for the wrong reasons. Interviews where she sounded less grateful and more combative. Fans began noticing a pattern. Every time she was criticized, she pushed back harder. Critics were called misogynistic. Directors didn't understand her. Even innocent fan questions were met with cold dismissals or sarcastic clapback. What once looked like confidence started to feel like something else, entitlement. And the industry noticed.
I mean, it makes me super emotional, so I apologize. It's so important for people like us to see people like us on screen. To see people like us singing I Feel Pretty, to see people like us falling in love and feeling joy and dancing around in pretty dresses. It's so important for that next generation to see someone that looks like them, to see someone that may not understand where they fit in this world yet because of their cultural identity, their ethnic background. And so I only hope that that's something that people take away from this film, is that we're all different. We all come from different backgrounds, and there's a place for everyone. And it's something that I'm so unbelievably proud of that I got to do, and that I continue to get to do when I get to talk about it with people like you and share this beautiful movie with everybody. December 10th.
Reports began to surface of Rachel clashing with PR teams, refusing media training, and ignoring advice from her own management. One former rep, speaking anonymously, claimed she stopped listening. She thought she was untouchable. And instead of adapting, Rachel started blaming. Every misstep? Someone else's fault. A bad photo shoot. They styled me wrong. A controversial comment. They twisted my words. Negative headlines. The media's out to get me.
Our fans are growing more concerned about it, mostly because of what the lead actress has been saying to the press. Rachel Zegler has been described as a walking PR disaster for Disney's. We've heard her bag the classic story before, but there's more.
By the time the Evita scandal hit, the walkouts, the backstage chaos, the viral backlash, Rachel wasn't asking what went wrong. She was asking who to blame. And now, months later, the target in her crosshairs is the man who once fought to get her into every room in Hollywood, Daniel Kessler. But here's the truth. Kessler didn't write those tweets. He didn't walk out of rehearsals. He wasn't the one giving interviews that rubbed audiences the wrong way. Yet somehow, he's the one being held responsible. And for those watching from the outside, it's becoming clear, Rachel's not trying to fix her reputation. She's trying to rewrite the story.
Her name is Rachel Ziegler. Zegler, I don't know, Ziegler. Okay, there's something wrong with this person. She's also known as the star of Snow White and the Disney movie. Hello, Disney, you're going to have to redo your film again because this woman is a pig and you fired Gina Carano for far less than this nonsense.
Rachel isn't just defending her reputation. She's trying to rewrite it. But that rewriting began with fire, when she torched her entire inner circle. This was the breaking point. Evita wasn't just another stage role, it was supposed to be Rachel Ziegler's redemption arc. A bold return to live performance. A chance to prove the backlash was behind her. That she could lead a serious production on one of the most respected stages in the world. Instead, it became her undoing. From the very first week, things were off. Rehearsals reportedly spiraled into chaos. Cast members walked out. Production delays piled up. And behind the velvet curtain, it was a storm, ego clashes, screaming matches, and passive-aggressive shutdowns. And at the center of it all was Rachel. One insider described the atmosphere as walking on eggshells, but the eggshells were on fire. Every disagreement became a battle. Every note was taken as a personal attack. And the pressure, it didn't elevate her. It pushed her deeper into what many now call a full-blown control spiral. She didn't trust the director. She hated the script changes. She allegedly rewrote blocking in the middle of scenes. And most alarming of all, every time something went wrong, she blamed someone else. A miscue. They set me up. An audience complaint. The lighting ruined it. A leaked backstage fight. Someone's trying to sabotage me. At one point, she allegedly told the assistant stage manager, "If anything leaks from this set, it's coming from inside my team." And that's when the paranoia kicked in. Within days, Rachel started cutting people off. No warnings, no explanations. Just silence. Her longtime stylist, gone. Her publicist, ghosted. Her personal assistant, locked out of rehearsals. Then came the nuclear move. She fired her agent, the same agent who got her here in the first place. Interview 10. He was the one who got her the role in the first place. But by the end of that month, Rachel's entire team was in ruins, and the only person left standing was Rachel herself. Alone, bitter, and convinced that everyone had turned against her. But the truth, there was no grand conspiracy. There were no secret leaks. Just a production collapsing under the weight of its lead actress's emotional volatility, and a star who couldn't see that the real problem wasn't everyone else. It was her. But instead of reflecting, she retaliated. And that retaliation now comes with a $50 million price tag. After torching her team and tanking a major stage production, Rachel Zegler didn't bow out quietly. She filed a lawsuit. And not just any lawsuit, a $50 million accusation against her former agent, Daniel Kessler. The same man who built her career, who secured her biggest roles, who protected her reputation through every controversy. Now, in Rachel's version of the story, he's the villain. According to her, he leaked stories to the press. He manipulated casting directors. He deliberately let her public image crumble. She claims he failed to manage her correctly, as if her behavior could have been fixed with a better calendar. But here's where it all starts to fall apart. Sources close to the situation say Rachel has no hard evidence. No screenshots. No contracts. No emails. No digital trail linking Daniel to anything she's accusing him of. Just speculation, frustration, and emotional outbursts dressed up as legal claims. Even legal experts are baffled. One entertainment attorney told Deadline, "You don't sue someone for bad vibes and disappointment." To many, this doesn't look like justice. It looks like a tantrum in legal form. And inside the industry, people are stunned. Because if Rachel Zegler is truly trying to clear her name, she's doing the exact opposite. Instead of focusing on the work, she's focused on revenge. Instead of rebuilding her image, she's tearing someone else's down. And doing it with zero proof. This isn't a lawsuit. It's a spotlight, and she's burning in it. This isn't a lawsuit backed by strategy. It's an accusation backed by emotion. And now, multiple former colleagues are speaking out anonymously. One assistant who worked with Rachel during Evita summed it up like this: if she tripped on a red carpet, she'd sue the person who picked out her shoes. That's where we are. Even Daniel Kessler's agency is reportedly considering a counterattack, citing defamation, contract violations, and professional misconduct. Because Rachel isn't just burning bridges anymore. She's nuking them. And here's the bitter irony. This lawsuit is doing more damage to Rachel Zegler's reputation than any leak ever could. But she can't see that. Because in her mind, the only reason things are falling apart is because someone else is pulling the strings. Rachel Zegler wanted justice. What she got was silence. Since filing her $50 million lawsuit against Daniel Kessler, something strange has happened, or more accurately, hasn't happened. No support from studios. No public statements from directors. No rallying tweets from co-stars. Just silence. The phone isn't ringing. Casting meetings are being rescheduled indefinitely. One production she was rumored to lead. Her name was quietly removed from the shortlist, no explanation given. Behind closed doors, Hollywood is doing what it always does when a rising star becomes a liability. It's walking away. And it's not hard to see why. Producers don't want drama. Agencies don't want lawsuits. Studios don't want headlines that make their investment look unstable. And right now, Rachel Zegler doesn't look like a rising star. She looks like a PR risk, with a lawyer on speed dial. One insider revealed that a major streaming platform quietly passed on a deal with her team last week. Another source said, everyone's in wait-and-see mode. No one wants to be the next target of her blame game. And the fallout? It's already spreading. Former colleagues are staying quiet. Former supporters are slowly backing away. Meanwhile, Daniel Kessler, the so-called villain in Rachel's lawsuit, has reportedly been contacted by more clients than ever. A quiet show of support. One that says more than any press release ever could. Even fans are starting to ask the hard questions online. Why sue your agent with no proof? Why go after the person who built your career? Why blow up your own team, and then cry sabotage? Some still defend her, calling her misunderstood and mistreated. But more and more, they are starting to say what the industry won't say out loud. She's imploding, and she doesn't even see it. And in an industry built on relationships and trust, Rachel Zegler's latest move may have made her untouchable. If there was ever a moment to regroup, reflect, or even just lay low, this wasn't it. Because instead of dialing things back, Rachel doubled down. Since the lawsuit went public, her social media has taken a strange turn. Gone are the polished promos and radiant red carpet shots. In their place, cryptic quotes, moody black screen messages, vague jabs that have fans and insiders raising their eyebrows. One post simply read, "They all smiled to my face and watched me fall." Another, "The silence says everything." Then came the unfollows. Dozens of them. Former co-stars, directors, stylists, even journalists who once covered her glowingly. All gone. People noticed. And the rumors started swirling. Is she unraveling? One anonymous source from a recent production said Rachel was convinced people were watching her and had started demanding to approve all messaging, including what other actors said about her in press interviews. Someone allegedly joked on set that what she needed was a PR intervention, not a publicist. She didn't laugh. Instead, she fired another team member. And still, the lawsuit loomed. This massive, messy public drama, based more on emotion than evidence. When asked by paparazzi about the case, Rachel didn't speak. She just smirked and whispered, "The truth always comes out." But here's the problem. No one's seeing that truth. Because so far, there's still no proof. No smoking gun. No email trail. Nothing concrete. Just Rachel's word, against an entire team that, for now, has chosen to take the high road. And the industry, it's watching very carefully. Because the moment you start believing your downfall is everyone else's fault, that's the moment people stop working with you. Right now, the only person left in Rachel Zegler's corner might be Rachel Zegler. There was a time when she was the future. A Hollywood darling. A Spielberg discovery. A Gen Z icon in the making. Now, she's a cautionary tale. Her talent was never the issue. No one denies she can act, sing, or carry a role. But in this industry, built on perception, on trust, and on collaboration, talent only takes you so far. And the damage she's done to her image? It might be permanent. Studios are hesitant. Brands are backing off. And insiders are saying it out loud. At this point, the lawsuit isn't the story anymore. This isn't just a scandal. She is. Because this wasn't one mistake. It was a series of calculated self-destructs. The interviews that rubbed people the wrong way. The behind-the-scenes chaos that kept leaking. The sudden firings. The cryptic posts. The finger-pointing. And now, a lawsuit that feels less like justice and more like deflection. Even if she settles it quietly behind closed doors, the public perception is already locked in. She's difficult. She's unpredictable. She doesn't take responsibility. Sure, some celebrities bounce back from worse. Hollywood has a short memory when it wants to. But those comebacks? They begin with humility, accountability, reinvention. So far, Rachel Zegler has shown none of that. And if she keeps torching the very people who built her, there may be no one left to help her rebuild when the dust settles. Because this isn't just about one lawsuit or one career misstep. It's about a rising star who refused to look in the mirror, and now wonders why everyone else is walking away. There's something tragic about watching a star fall. Not because they slipped, but because they jumped. Rachel Zegler didn't just stumble. She didn't just say the wrong thing once or land in a controversy she couldn't control. This wasn't a one-off. This was a pattern. A downward spiral playing out in real time. One headline. One unfollow. One lawsuit at a time. It's not about talent. That was never the issue. She can act. She can sing. She has a screen presence most young stars would kill for. But somewhere along the way, the self-awareness disappeared. The humility faded. The narrative shifted from promising newcomer to entitled chaos. And now, she's suing the man who helped build her. Let that sink in. The agent who got her breakout roles. The one who guided her through her first major press tour. The man who protected her behind the S.